All right.
All right, so we're gonna start as of like now.
Cool. Let's do it.
There is no intro. We've never done a sports one. This isn't like my other show. We had the usual podcast. We have kind of an intro way of doing it. I don't know what to do with the sports one. We're just gonna uh, uh, you and I are gonna be making it up probably over the summer,
Okay.
and then go legitsies when like the NBA season starts next year, I guess.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
the draft happened, and the big story is, of course, that the Cleveland Cavaliers somehow get this pick again. And I don't know how you are with conspiracy theories, but people have convinced me that the NBA draft is an absolute sham.
Three out of the last, what, 4 years
Yeah.
or
So,
something like that? They've gotten the number one pick. I mean, that's crazy.
which one was Kyrie the trade that one of them was the Clippers pick
Yeah.
actually.
Kyrie was the Clippers pick.
The Clippers wanted to get rid of Baron Davis, and they took Mo Williams.
Right. And I think the Clippers had that pick from someone else. I think it
No,
was.
I think it was their own.
Was their own? Were they not in the playoffs? No, they were not in the playoffs.
No, that was the year Blake
Before-
was supposed to be a rookie, but he hurt his leg. Only played like 8
Right.
games.
Blake was out, and they didn't have Chris Paul yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
they had Mo Williams and nobody.
Could you imagine if the Clippers had, kept that pick with the team they have now? And
Well,
then you'd have
Kyrie Irving was the clear number one. They'd have Kyrie, and they never would have traded for.
they never would have taken Paul. Yeah.
They wouldn't have, or they could have traded Kyrie Irving for Chris Paul straight up. I don't know.
Who do you think Cleveland's going to go with?
So you saw that thing I sent you? Did you see that little?
Yes.
So my conspiracy theory is that they were trying to give them the number one pick last year, so they'd have a good player to get LeBron back, and it didn't work out, so they just did it again and said, "Fuck you, we're doing it again." And
Yeah, Anthony Bennett. That was not.
it was
that
awful.
didn't turn out.
Just take Oladipo, just take the surefire player. But
Yeah.
whatever, there was nobody worth being a number one pick, and it was one of the worst drafts ever.
It was a weak year last year.
And this is one of the deepest drafts ever. If the top guy may not be a franchise-changing guy, but he's Scottie Pippen. Any of these guys could be.
Well,
Scottie
yeah.
Pippen.
There's potentially like 6 players that could be
A
all
number.
stars that are coming.
Oh,
out
there's
of
more.
this.
There's more than that. They could be all stars. Doug McDermott could be a 3-time All Star.
Yeah, that's true. McDermott.
But there are guys that can be the second best player on a multi-championship
Right.
team.
Right.
You know,
I think what we're thinking right now is that what they're saying right now is that Jabari Parker or like Randall, those are 2 guys that could come out of the gate immediately
Right.
and have huge impact. They're NBA ready. They're physically built.
But the thing
and
about
then-
that it gets me when people keep saying they keep comparing Parker and Wiggins and saying how Parker. That's where I assume you're going, is that Parker's ready, Wiggins has higher upside,
Yes.
and Embiid has higher upside if his back's okay.
Well, and that's why Cleveland isn't going to go for Embiid because they don't want to have an Anthony Bennett part 2.
They said Embiid's their guy, unless they can trade it.
You think they're going for Embiid?
I think they're going for Kevin Love. I think that's what
Yeah.
what the NBA wants is Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, and they want LeBron to go home.
That could be interesting.
That's what I think they're going to do. And so the thing I sent you would be what did I send? A 3-way deal between Cleveland, Philly, and Phoenix, where Cleveland moves down to like the 3 and 18. Philly gets the 1 and the 27, and Phoenix takes those 3 picks and merges them into a 10 and 14 instead of a 14, 18, 27. They actually get something like Doug McDermott and
Well, that's interesting. I was just going to
Somebody
say,
else.
you had Kevin Love, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Doug McDermott all together. That's
Oh, no. Cleveland wouldn't get Doug McDermott. He's going to go like 10th or 11th. In this, Phoenix probably takes him.
oh yeah, Phoenix would love McDermott.
Yeah, Phoenix gets their shooting white guy.
They love their white guys.
Yeah, or something like that. But anyway, Cleveland would have like the 3 and 18, and I'm thinking they trade the 3 for Kevin Love. Instead of trading the 1 for Kevin Love, you could drop the 1 down to the 3 with Philly, because Philly desperately wants Andrew Wiggins. They don't want Milwaukee to take him. They've been saying all year, we want Wiggins. They want Wiggins and
Carter Williams?
Yeah, they want him, Carter Williams, and Noel, because those are 3 freak athletes who enjoy playing defense. That's what they want. They want to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. They want freak athletes who are cool to play defense.
Well, I think Wiggins. I think a lot of the sort of excitement about Wiggins is that he is just that. He's an exciting player, and he's got that huge upside. So I think he brings hope to even if it doesn't come to be, even if he doesn't turn into the next Kobe Bryant. Instead, he just becomes like, he's like, just doesn't pan out and is more of a Wesley Johnson or whatever. But
that's fine.
I think they see that as this gives us a window. If we go with someone like Wiggins, this gives us a window for the next couple years where there's going to be some hype about our franchise, and we might be able to attract more talent because Andrew Wiggins might have that potential.
Oh, I think I think
and he's flashy. He's fun. Did you see him at the combine? How high he jumps?
Yeah. What was it, 41 or something like that?
Yeah. It's just.
But there was a point I was getting to earlier, and I drifted off of it. That the difference between Parker and Wiggins. Everybody keeps harping on the same thing that that Parker is more NBA ready. But I feel like that narrative is from like the second week of the college season. By the end of the year, Wiggins was hitting more. He was shooting better. He had a farther outside shot than he used to. He started developing a better game.
Absolutely. You're right.
He improved leaps and bounds and shrunk the gap between him and Parker for NBA readiness quite a bit. And he plays defense, and Jabari Parker just does not play defense. They had to actually switch him out of games in the tournament. Or out of game in the tournament.
Game.
Because he just doesn't play D. And Wiggins loves playing D. Like, why would you take a guy that doesn't play D versus a guy that does when they are potentially the same player everywhere else?
That's the last thing any team needs is another player that just wants to score and not play defense. I mean, that's
not Philly's MO. Philly traded to get Nerlens Noel. They traded away. I mean, for Drew Holiday, they got Nerlens Noel and the 10th pick in this draft.
And that could be a nice player at 10.
Who was I looking at that's a good 10? Michigan State's Michigan State shooting guard. Gary Harris. Gary Harris plays real good defense, and he's a good shooter. He's not a freak athlete, but you've already got 3 freak athletes if you have Wiggins, Parker, Wiggins, Carter Williams, and Noel. That would be a fun. Like, I'm really rooting more than anything else for Andrew Wiggins to go to Philly. I just want to see. Even though I hate tanking, I want to see this really successful tanking work.
Yeah, I hate rewarding tanking. I mean,
I do too. There should be a rule that you can't have the number 1 pick more than once every 5 years, or something like that.
Yeah. Like I think what you brought up, we were talking about a while ago, was that it would almost make more sense if the team that was maybe like 10th in their conference, 10th or 11th, that's the team that should be getting the number 1 pick.
Oh, my point.
Like the team that's still competitive. But the team that bottoms out, rewarding failure, it's.
My point was I wrote the blog post about it.
Yeah.
The teams that don't make the playoffs should compete in a 1-game elimination tournament with one another to receive the picks, and you get seeded. Mm-hmm. I mean, you get your picks based on how you finish in the tournament. Because then nobody wants to tank. Then everybody wants to be good enough to beat the other bad teams for the number 1 pick. And what probably happens is the Phoenix Suns probably have the number 1 pick right now.
Yeah, that would be something. I would love that.
Because that team probably just erases everybody right now. And all those shitty teams, they just erase everyone.
Yeah, that would have been nice. So we're gonna say that. So right now, Cleveland is projecting they want to go Embiid. I don't know if that holds up though. I think that there is this fear of like you said, about maybe moving that pick for K-Love, trying to get K-Love or get another nice player in there. Do you think Cleveland would want to work out a deal to try to bring Melo to Cleveland, or is that something you don't think you would see happening?
Well, Melo's a free agent. Melo can sign anywhere he wants to.
Yeah. You think Cleveland might make a move, try to get Melo?
You don't give up the number 1 pick in a sign-and trade for a guy that could just sign with
They
you.
just walk, so they keep that pick. How much cap room do they have? Do they have a lot of space?
Well, I mean, cap room's relative. It's whether or not they're willing to overspend. But the other thing is, Kyrie would have to sign his extension. So yeah, they'd be over the cap with Kyrie, Love, and LeBron. But you spend it. You just spend it. You go into the cap for LeBron James
at that point.
Yeah.
You're buying a ring at that point. Although, you know what? I mean, to me, Kyrie's still untested. You know, yeah, he was great in that All-Star game when he hit, 8 3-pointers or whatever. And he puts up good numbers, but it's like, but the thing about Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving is that what's Kevin Love's stats this year? 26 points per game and 14 rebounds, something absurd like that. Those are his averages. On a winning team, Caleb probably falls down more into the low 20s and then maybe around 10 or 11 rebounds per game.
I don't know if that's true. I think he's one of those guys that the stat guys, the metrics guys, say like he goes and gets his rebounds. Like he'll get rebounds anywhere, and having him on your team makes your whole team better at rebounding. Whereas like, my most hated player at this point is Brook Lopez, because like when he plays, he rebounds horribly and the team rebounds horribly, and when he leaves, everybody rebounds better. He just occupies space and doesn't make use of it.
No.
And there's guys like that, and I think the stat guys are, if I'm remembering this right, Kevin Love is the opposite. He makes the whole rebounding situation easier on everybody else. Because it's not like he sits on the basket. He's away from the basket a little, and he comes back for the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Like
okay, so we're saying Joel Embiid goes number 1. So you don't think unless Cleveland trades that pick?
Yeah, I don't think Cleveland wants to get a small forward because they think they're going to get LeBron James.
Yeah.
They think they have that spot filled. Their goal is to get LeBron James and fill their small forward spot.
In the NBA, though, is Wiggins a true small forward, or does he play the 2 guard?
He can play either, which is fun, which is good.
Yeah, he's your ultimate swingman, and I think in the NBA,
and he can guard both.
He might be playing the 2, depending on.
I think it depends on who you have.
Who you have, right? Exactly.
Right. If you don't have a 3, he plays the 3. If you don't have a 2, he plays the 2.
Right.
It may not be ideal, but you put him where you put him, and you're pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
Especially on defense.
So, you think, because I know Philly wants him, but Milwaukee might make that move and take him, And you got new ownership.
Oh, yeah, no. They probably do.
You got new ownership in Milwaukee now, right?
Yeah. If you had the old ownership, they'd take the NBA ready guy, because that's the guy who thought he was building a team to win this year. Yeah,
no, the team now, this new ownership in Milwaukee, what a great way to make a splash than to take Wiggins. So
yeah,
Milwaukee definitely takes Wiggins if he's still on the table.
And then he's gone in 4 years.
Yeah, but that's still 4 years, and you don't know what can happen in that time. I say you make the gamble,
I'm just me. I'm pretty sure every year for the next 4 years, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to suck.
Oh yeah,
every year for the next.
That's like the purgatory of like purgatory of professional sports.
Like if I were a GM of Billy King, he's GM of the Nets, and he trades away pick after pick after pick for veteran old guys. And look, I'm actually pretty happy with the year because it made Jason Kidd a coach. Like, having the right guys there actually made him into a good coach, whereas he may have drowned. And these guys are going to walk, by the way. Like, the Nets are fucked this year.
Yeah.
Garnett's,
they went all in to win.
Garnett's going to walk. Pierce is going to... Garnett's going to retire. Pierce is going It's going to go to the Clippers. And they're still going to be too far over the cap to sign anybody. They're actually talking about trading Darren Williams.
And just reloading? Just dumping everyone? And
No, just Darren Williams. They want to build around Joe Johnson and Brook Lopez.
Build around Joe Johnson and Brook Lopez.
Yeah. Joe Johnson, I'll tell you, was really fun to watch this year.
He had a good season.
Live in
Like,
games, in games live. Joe Johnson and Andre Blatch and Plumlee were probably my three favorite players to watch live.
Yeah, but on a team that is capable of winning a championship or a team that can really be a contender, you don't build around those guys. Those are great accessory guys. Imagine if Brooklyn got like Andrew Wiggins or something, and you have all this veteran support.
Well, this is the point. This is the point I was starting on. So he trades away all these picks, but you're in a destination city where guys want to come play. You don't need to trade to go get the good players. You need to have cap space, and they will come play for you. So what you should do is trade any assets you have this is what I would do. Trade any assets I have to perennial losers, to the Bucks, the Cavs, the Magic, the Kings, teams like this. Maybe the T-Wolves, awful franchises run by awful ownership. For picks 5 years from now. Just trade somebody and say, hey, I'll take a first round pick in 5 years. You won't even, and those idiots will be like, oh yeah, that's later. We don't care about later. We'll be good in 5 years. That'll be the number 26 pick. They'll trade you that, and then you have cap space, and then you sign the free agents. The
big market teams build through free agency. They don't build through the draft.
So you can trade your moderate players now for draft picks, for future draft picks from perennial shit teams, and all of a sudden you're going to end up with a team that's competing for the championship, and then you're going to get Magic Johnson. The Lakers were already one of the best teams. Oh, here's Magic Johnson.
Right.
You're going to...
Well, they were already one of the best teams, and then they got James Worthy, if you remember, too.
They got James Worthy. Well, I don't remember, but I have read.
You were still floating around in your father's sack at the time. Yeah. That was 1982, I believe. Yeah, that was 82 when James Worthy's actually going to be representing the Lakers at the draft because obviously they have no coach right now.
Did you see this thing about the Milwaukee Bucks owner's daughter?
Or he was there. Sorry. What's up?
Did you see the Milwaukee Bucks owner's daughter?
What about her?
She was representing the Bucks at the draft, and she's just a cute girl. And so her Twitter followers went from 250 to 10,000 in an hour.
Oh, really?
She had 250 Twitter followers, and then after a photo of her at the lottery, she gained 10,000 followers on Twitter in an hour.
Oh, wow. Just 'cause she's cute.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's awesome. Okay, so if Wiggins goes second, then we're going to assume Jabari Parker's going to go 3.
Yeah,
I'm going with Exum. And, Dante Exum could be one of those guys that could go higher, too, and go...
I don't think so.
That guy's very interesting.
Right.
That is an interesting player.
And that's an Orlando pick.
You think he goes to Orlando?
I think they see what Golden State has, and they see what Washington...
They want to do that with Oladipo and...
What Washington has, and they go, let's pair a backcourt.
Or Phoenix. The dual-headed monster backcourt is...
It's a good thing to do when you don't have real point guards necessarily anymore.
Yeah. Combo guards. These kind of undersized guards.
Yeah.
And
then another guy who just shoots and plays D.
And that's kind of what OKC was when they still had James Harden. Or even when they had...
Only at certain points, though. They wanted James Harden to be Manu Ginobili.